A 55-minute flight from Sydney, this compact town of 475,000 is the capital of Australia and the seat of national government. Its layout was actually designed by an American architect in 1912, who won a competition out of 137 entries, and it boasts over 350 square meters of green space per resident. So let's have a look around the bush capital on this episode of Ms. World Traveler Takes a Day Trip to Canberra, Australia. An early morning flight started with an Uber ride to the airport and a shuttle out to the tarmac to board a propeller plane for the short journey to Canberra. I arrived about half an hour late, so immediately set off in a taxi for the Royal Australian Mint. About a 20-minute drive from the city, the Mint was built in 1965, and it just so happened that they are having a very big celebration this year. In 1966, Australia changed over to the decimal system of money, using dollars and cents rather than pounds, guineas, and shillings, and this year is their 60th anniversary. The tour began at the Stories of Change Wall, which tells the tale of many different variations of coins they've manufactured during the 60 years, from some with a red, purple, or orange center, to the various materials, sizes, and shapes. I liked that they made them into a pleasing design that you could touch. The exhibit started with the history of the building and the design of the decimal coins, which was selected through a competition won by Stuart Devlin, who used native Australian animals like the kangaroo, emu, and platypus as the motifs. The 1 and 2 cent coins only lasted until 1992, when they were deemed too expensive to produce. Fortunately, they were stockpiled and then melted down a few years later and used to make the bronze medals for the 2000 Sydney Olympics. There was also an exhibit for limited editions, some commemorating moments in defining history, like all the faces of Queen Elizabeth throughout her 70-year reign, and the 1890 poem, Man from Snowy River, which I was familiar with from the enjoyable 1982 movie. Some were for special occasions, like the Olympics, and some just to experiment with and expand their design capabilities. Next, it was on to the factory, where various stages of the process were visible from above. Most of the main processes are fully automated, but the limited editions are still created either one at a time or in small batches in a separate area. As an interesting factoid, they have the ability to press up to 2 million coins a day. The tour was free, and if you were in Canberra, it's an educational way to spend an hour or so. Afterwards, I wasted no time and headed to the War Memorial about 15 minutes away. A tribute to the sacrifice and achievements of the more than 100,000 Australians who died serving their country, the War Memorial is a vast collection of official records, war relics, art, photographs, and film relating to world wars and peacekeeping efforts. It sits at the head of a wide, tree-lined ceremonial avenue and looks out to the Parliament buildings in the distance. Completed with a minuscule budget and opened to the public in 1941, the commemorative area features a pool of reflection surrounded by lovely white flowers, and in it, a flame of remembrance. I just stood there for a few minutes and let it soak in. It is a solemn space, even more so as I walked up the steps to the archived cloisters. Saluting the names of 60,000 fallen engraved on bronze panels, The roll of honor is broken up with red poppies, symbolizing blood shed on the battlefield. At the end of the cloister walk and up the stairs from the pool, the tomb of the unknown soldier resides inside the Hall of Memory, where a 6 million piece mosaic dominates the walls, and stained glass windows illuminate the space. People were quiet and respectful as they entered and wandered around. I think the weight of lives lost was felt by everyone. Divided by World War I, World War II, and current conflicts, there are many relics that tell the stories without glorifying war, boasting of victory, or perpetuating enmity. Staff members are available in various sections and are happy to answer questions, with guided tours offered at certain times. Admission is free. My next stop was an Uber ride to the other end of the 145-meter wide Anzac Parade, the seat of national government, like our Washington, D.C. The current building was constructed in 1988 on top of Capitol Hill in the shape of a boomerang, with much of the structure below ground. The first thing I noticed was the 81-meter-tall flagpole, flying the largest flag in Australia, probably because I could see it from nearly everywhere I went in Canberra. After the expansive forecourt, the initial glimpse inside of the main foyer, the most monumental space in the building, where marble, black and white on the floor, green and red on the columns, and white Carrara on the dual staircases, represents the influence of ancient Greek and Roman notions of democracy. The firm that was selected to design the space was tasked with making it look like Australia, a worthy challenge. But my first impression walking in was that it looked new and contemporary, as opposed to other more formal government spaces, and that to me paralleled the comparative newness of Australia as a country. They operate with 2 chambers. The House of Representatives occupies a room painted soft green, symbolizing the color of eucalyptus leaves, with seating up to 172 members and a table where the Prime Minister and the opposition sit facing one another. Decorated in the muted red ochre of the Outback, the Senate chamber has a president rather than a speaker who sits at the head of the table. Only the king or the governor general who opens the parliament would sit in the vice-regal chair. Outside the chambers, the building is light-filled and full of art, from paintings, tapestries, and Aboriginal works to portraits of former and current members. Interestingly, there are over 2,600 clocks, which are synchronized by a master clock in the basement, and they act as a communication system with bells and colored lights for parliamentary proceedings. The tour is free and lasts about an hour. The weather ran the whole gamut the day I was in Canberra, from light rain in the morning to a gorgeous sunny afternoon to lightning, thunder, and pouring rain that delayed my flight 2 hours. Worth every minute. I'm Ms. World Traveler Kerry Damiano, reminding you it's never too late to go somewhere new, try something different.